This is Bad Pete No with a tutorial on the starter mall that I uploaded to DysonSphereBlueprints.com. We're going to be covering this since I'm a casual gamer in the form of a speed jog as opposed to a speed run. But we're going to load up a save file that I have here for a nice starter world. You can see we got our two tiny little starter deposits of iron and copper, but we have a nice big iron, big copper, a couple of stones, some coal, and most importantly, nice big area to put the starter mall. So let's go ahead and load it up. Now we can see we're about 8 seconds in. Now we're about 11 actually. And I'm going to grab 10 iron. And then once I do that, I'm going to go over and I'm going to grab 35 copper. That should be all the copper that we need. Now we just really need enough iron to get the ball rolling on our first research. So is it going to block me? Yeah, it did a little bit. There we go. So now while we're grabbing this, we're going to queue up all of the necessary technologies we're going to need. So it's electromagnetism, basic logistics, come on, automatic metallurgy. We're skipping over electromagnetic matrix, basic assembly process. Then over to the upgrades, Mecha Core 1, because it's a prereq for mass construction, which is going to unlock our blueprint ability. So we have a little bit more time before we have the required iron here, or copper. There we go. So now we're going to head back and grab a bunch more iron. While we do that, get the replicator locked and loaded. And I'm going to do these one at a time, specifically for the purpose of being able to use them as they go. We're going to need to get ourselves a total of 40 more copper. Minus the 30 that this is going to take, so we should have about 10 after that. So I'm going to get these queued up, and since these come into a batch and these only get one, I'm going to do it like this: 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, 3, 7, 8, 4, 9, 10, and 5. We should have enough iron for now, and we need to get over there before our fuel runs out. We're going to drop our one and only mining machine on this copper ore, on this coal. Doesn't need to be perfect, just needs to be placed. And we are never actually going to have to manually mine coal. So right off the bat, we're already getting the benefits here. Then we got to gobble some of this up before we run out of fuel, or the whole show stops. There we go.
Wind turbine. You have established your first power grid. Not all power facilities.
We'll grab a little bit more, and then we're gonna head over and get more copper or more iron. Exit of these notifications. Thank you, anonymous instruction manual on the top. And what are we gonna need next? We're gonna need. These come in 2 each, so we're going to do the same thing. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. Nope. We don't actually need that many. There we go. And then next, we're going to need circuits and gears. Can we reach our coal from here? Yes, we can. That is nice. There, 79 going in there. Grab a little bit more. Then that ought to hold us for a few minutes. So now, we're going to do that same thing again. But actually, we're going to pause for just a moment here. Why do I not seem to have the right... No, I did stop one short. There we go. So we're actually going to pause before we move on to the next tech. We need to get ourselves 2 more mining machines, and we need to get ourselves at least 2 turbines for now. We're going to need more than that, but this ought to hold us over. So what else are we going to need? We're going to need another 10 iron and 20 iron and 5 copper. We should be good on the copper. Why does this keep saying I don't have the juice? I don't know. I must not have clicked enough things enough times. Okay, so we'll get that queued up. It'll be fine. We don't quite need these things just yet. But we are going to need a little bit more of this. Now, by the time we get to here, we're no longer going to need to harvest. So we should have everything left that we need to finish out our techs and not have to manually mine anything except stone for the rest of the tutorial. So now, we'll grab a little bit more coal, because we can. And we've got our mining machine ready.
You can use the R key to rotate the
Try to get it up there nice and tight. There. 8 is more than adequate.
the faster the ores will be gathered.
Get it powered.
If you want to ignore grid snapping, try holding down the shift key.
And we're going to try to rock this kind of low. And you'll see why in just a minute. Get our other gatherator going. 7's fine. Don't need to be super perfectionist about it.
One of your
And
production
then,
facilities is not powered.
yes, I'm
You
aware.
need to keep it within the power coverage area and supply it with power facilities. in
Now,
order to
we're going to
maintain
drop
its
our 2 automatic smelters as close as we can get without clogging ourselves up. Get them wired up.
which can smelt basic materials.
Now, at first, and try to use as few conveyor belts as possible.
To make the raw materials and products get in
Come on.
autonomously, you need to use sorters and conveyor belts.
Prefer if that was a little bit closer, but, you know, we'll work with it. So we're going to start this on, and actually we're going to do the gear, or the magnet in this one, because it's got that longer reach, and I don't need as many of those. Get our iron ingots going. Grab our last arc smelter and plop it right about here. Same thing.
Copy the recipe
Wire it up.
greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe.
Set the recipe while it builds.
After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key
There. And before he even tells us how to set up smelters, we are good to go. Yes, these are dramatically underpowered. We will solve for that soon.
all you need to
So then we've got to just do this last bit of research. How are we on fuel? Check our fuel. This should be the last manual research we need to do. So,
press key
1, 2,
reset the construction
1,
to the ground.
3, 4,
Don't want the conveyor belt
2,
attached to the building. You can
5,
try
6,
the shift.
3, 7, 8, 4, 9, 10, and there we go. We have just a teensy bit of leftovers. Correction, we will still need to manually craft circuits, but that's the last manual mining that we're going to need to do. So now we want to keep this space nice and wide open, but what we need to get replicating now is going to be a bunch of these guys. So we can start stealing from these guys over here to get what we need, and we want to get these queued up before the next level of research starts stealing our stuff. How am I always like a circuit short here? There. Just in time before the research steals all of our materials. There we go. So now, let's get some juice going. And at this stage of the game, it's not, really necessary to be particularly fussy about where you are putting things. Again, just try to keep this area in between the two of them clear. So let's get some more of these rocking and rolling.
Insufficient required items. You can click the replicator button at the bottom right of the screen.
So now these are properly powered. Should have less issues about keeping them powered. How many of these we got? Not quite as many as I'd like yet. Okay. Get another one of these going. That should be enough power for now. So next thing that we're going to need to do is get a whole bunch of circuits going. We can actually craft the materials for the recipe while the recipe is being built. One little circuit there. And now we can actually crank up the replicator count because we don't need to smelt as we go. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna be cutting it a little close. I'd feel more comfortable with around 60 of these. Again, I'm a casual game runner. This is a speed jog. I don't know the exact number of magnets I need. I know I need around 550 iron total for the build. So while this cooks up, let's talk about some of the caveats of this build. One of the main limitations that you're going to find is that it is not very fast. That was a trade-off for getting everything into 150 facilities. If you want a more efficient mall, you're probably going to want one that has like a bootloader, where you have a small recipe that you craft up first that gives you the materials that you need, just like, you know, buildings, roads, etc. And then you craft the rest of the items. You use that to basically craft the items you need to craft the rest of the mall. And then you take it from there. That's not what this is. This is meant to be a single blueprint that produces every building that you can get access to before you unlock the Electromagnetic Matrix, aka Blue Science. So there's definitely ways to make this more efficient. For example, it's going to warm up pretty slowly. First, it's going to make all of your sorters, then it's going to make all your roads, etc. And as those assembly machines fill out, that's when you're going to... No, I don't want to... I want to... Yeah, that's when you're going to start to, that should actually do it. That's when you're going to start to, you know, start to actually let the resources go past and into other facilities, because we have 6 smelters servicing 13 assembly machines that all require multiple materials. So we can actually start crafting some of the stuff that we need. We're going to need 4 of these. And while we do that, we can also gather the 68 stone that we're going to need. This will be the last manual gathering that we need to do. And that's just for these and these. So just make sure, do not craft the storages until everything's fully built out. The other thing that we can get rolling, don't have enough quite in reach. Okay, we'll steal some more. And just get close enough to operate this. Probably, yep, and at this point we'll switch this out and set it to iron so we can get that faster. Grab this, go back, grab that, get a bunch more roads going. That actually might get us pretty close to what we need for roads. We're gonna roll them dice. We need like 50 to 52 or something like that for the blueprint. Plus we need to have enough to wire it up. We may actually fall a little bit short, but we'll find out in just a minute here. So I'm actually going to ditch this and recycle it up. Okay, so now we have all the Teslas we need. And we are almost at the correct amount of stone. Nope, I came out 1 short. There we go. Now we're basically going to park here, drop our blueprint, and then craft. Get it in my speed jog recipe book. Your first mall. There it is. Now we want to make sure to not block ourselves from being able to run to the inputs. Get up there nice and snug, not too snug. No, actually, yeah, we can do it just right here. There we go. Blueprint down at the 13-minute mark. Not too shabby. Let's get some of this and some of this. And now we're going to take the belts that we still have in our inventory that should be mostly adequate. And we need to run it thusly. And then this one needs to come down here. Did I put that in there correctly? No, I think I need to take it 1 more nacho. What do you mean it's colliding? There we go. So now we're going to need 1 more mining machine. And we're probably going to need like 2, 3 more of these. We'll do 2 for now and see where that gets us. And we are going to need probably just a few more roads. We'll craft up another 15. And then we can do half. Let's do half of our assembly machines now. Then we'll flip over and do our arc smelters. And at this part in particular, it's important to watch your fuel because these hungry little drones, they just, especially early in the game, they suck up so much fuel just flying around, really drains your power down quickly. You know, kind of like children. So we want to make sure we've got plenty of that going. Now, actually, before we even do the assemblers, I feel like I'm going to cancel that out. Let's get these going. Now we need about 60 of them. Then we'll do 6 of these. We're going to need 13 total when we start life with 1 when we unlock it. So then we'll get some smelters going. I mean, in hindsight, I guess we could do the smelters first so that they can start queuing up a good amount of resources while the assemblers craft. I think we will do it that way. So then we'll do 6 of them. Gobble up some more resources. We don't even really need to keep grabbing copper at this point. Get the other 6 rolling. So that's all we need for assemblers. Now the very last thing that we're going to need to finish off the build, if I am counting correctly, should just be our storage units. Yep, because we are crafting everything we need. And we probably don't need this many. We're probably going to come in a few extra. Just grab a little bit more iron. So these take 4 iron each. I have 14 times 4 is 52, so I have enough iron to complete this, and I have enough stone to complete this as well. I can craft up the stone brick in advance. That will just save me a little bit of time. So you might as well. There we go. And again, we don't want to put the storage units in place until all of the buildings are fully locked and loaded and fully ramped up. The best way to tell is when all of the sorters stop moving. And that's the point at which you should craft up your storage containers. So now we can see our smelters are online. They're beginning to smelt. They're going to slowly start to develop themselves a little bit of a surplus. But this is an example of where this could be much more efficient. These are very, very long sorter runs, and I did this just to save myself 3 facilities. You don't need to do that. There's also one right here that you could easily remove, and get your facility count down, or get your run times down a little bit more. Similarly, like this orientation again is really just all designed that everything can grab the stuff that it needs to do its job, and fit within that confine of 150 facilities. Let's get some more power going here. Oh, and you know what? We did forget to drop our stone gatherer too. So let's get that. I don't really care how much we get. We just have to get some. And we're going to have just about enough roads to finish it off. There we can get our stone smelting going. And make sure that we get the rest of this power out of here, because as you can see, we're not even really rocking and rolling yet. And this is already overtaxing the grid. Once the assemblers start going, it's going to get worse before it gets better. So yeah, I would recommend, probably want, while it ramps up, I'm going to actually kill that, and I'll queue up 4 more of these. Still going to be good on iron. Nope, we're going to be a little bit light on iron, but not dramatically. Now we should have more than enough iron. Yep, above and beyond what we need. So what is it that we wanted to craft? Yeah, 4 of those should be good. Then we'll do 56 stone bricks. that'll be enough. And yeah, now we just want to kind of let it do its thing. If you want to speed up the process, you can dump things into here. You can manually craft your intermediaries. You know, whatever gets it done most efficiently. So like we can see this one's like kind of starved a little bit. So I can throw a little bit in there. I can throw a little bit in there. I can throw a little bit in there and there. Kind of accelerate the process. You know, since I got this stuff taking up space in my inventory and I don't actually need it there. It's really these chips that it's hurting on. Give that plenty of iron or copper. Yeah, our power supply could be better. So let's make it better. Am I not going to be able to get one in here? That's unfortunate. But also not particularly bothersome. So yeah, this is a good sign. When we see the power grid flickering, we know we're pretty close to where we need to be. So we'll get that up there. And there we go. Now we should actually have enough power to accommodate the full mall. And you might say like, hey, it's not running the conveyor or the sorters over to the storage yet, and that would reduce your power, or, you know, that's going to increase your power consumption. But in practice, I disagree, because after this thing's fully booted up, you're going to be grabbing a stack of this and a stack of that. You're not going to be pulling literally every intermediary out of every sorter every time, all simultaneously. It's going to be kind of a staggered process. So again, you can, you know, grab the raws that you need and throw them into stuff and things to kind of accelerate the process. You know, it's only going to do so much though, because these are kind of slow. So like we can see that, you know, this is missing electromagnetic rings. So what do you need? You need copper. And just try to keep the assemblers for the intermediaries locked and loaded. And yeah, something's wrong here. Is there something wrong here? Oh no, it's yeah, we got a bug here. So I've actually done this a bajillion times, and I've only seen that happen once or twice. So if it doesn't let you do that, that could be your issue. So there we go. Just drop it and place it back in, or, you know, kill it, place it back in. Now we're cooking with copper. So we're right at the 22-minute mark. Whole thing is throttling up nicely. At this point, I'm going to start crafting up my storage containers. And then I will never have to manually craft any of these buildings ever again. So if you enjoyed this video, I hear there's some buttons below. Other YouTubers tend to talk about how you should use them. I recommend that you use them at your own discretion. And, you know, thanks for watching. I might make more of these. I might not. Depends on if people watch it and get any kind of benefit, and whether or not I, you know, get motivation to do so. So, yeah, have a good evening. Thanks for watching. Cheers.